depth within depth. Check out Steve Frassen here analyzing an amazingly deep revelation that Owen Benjamin gave about his family and see where Steve goes with this. It's just genius.
Do this to his children, and it really says something about him. And I didn't know this 10 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago when I was talking about condemnation. So powerful.
But I warned him. I said, Dad, if you put my mother or us, and guys, you don't know.
And that's it. He set up his father to fail in that sense because the man was going to. I understand that you want to give people the benefit of the doubt, but he set up his father. You know, he could have had a deeper understanding at the time when he set that ultimatum with his father, and then his father wouldn't have been set up to fail. It was something that he was not going to honor. It was something that he was not going to complete. Maybe he did for a time, and good on him. But I'm pretty sure that we can infer that he's continued to have affairs during this time, which hurts the family. And if he didn't, and this was a secret, again, that he pushed it way down and he hid it from everyone, okay, maybe that shows a big heart from Owen, but it's not a way of setting up an addict for success.
I don't understand the heat I've taken from these small hat organizations. They try to get my mother fired. They will send my father emails like, your son's really going off the deep end. You know, we're all worried about him. I think he's beating his wife or, you know, just, and my dad is such a wizard, empty, amoral, selfish, sodomite that he's like, oh, Owen, I got an email. Are you really doing these things? My response was, Dad, if you put my family in danger, I will expose you. Because I knew he was scared of that because he's obsessed with.
And that's a good boundary. And I think everyone should have at least that level of lack of tolerance for evil in their lives. So I'm not characterizing this as a wholly bad thing. I think he could have done more, but we have to, wherever we're at in our awareness, at the time that we confront evil, we do the best that we, if we're moral, if we're headed in a positive direction, if we're righteous people, then we very much do the best we can with the level of awareness that we have at that time. So I'm offering further insight. I'm just offering clarification here. That is an extremely healthy boundary to have with evil, and good on him.
Status. You know, he's a full professor. He's met Hillary Clinton. Well, he stole from my mother, so now everyone can know that for decades, he's been an insatiable sodomite, liar, and he put my mother in harm over and over and over again. So this is the end of the wizard. I'll tell you, my father's obsessed with money. And so he would always refresh his amount of money he had. How much does he have? He'd keep hitting refresh. Now guess how much money he has left? $5,000 total, because after he just committed this act, my mother got control of all his money. So we will leave him with $5,000 and a broken name.
This is amazing.
Because that's the end of a life of a wizard, ladies and gentlemen. You lie to a degree that you can't even know who the fuck you're emailing. He was brilliant, musical, funny, charming. Lies become lies, become lies. Look at NASA. Why do you think I'm a wizard killer? Because I chose love. I didn't kill my dad. If I'd killed my dad, I'd be just that demon that he put on my shoulder would stay there. He'd get cement shoes. My father put a demon on my back, and it's there. If I had killed my dad, that demon would only get fatter, and his voice would get louder.
So Owen's really connected with his anger for his father. I think this is probably where I'll leave off the analysis for today with this thought. I really appreciate all of you new subscribers, all of you that have given your support to this channel and smashed the thumbs up and left your constructive comments. So a lot of interesting insights, a lot of perspectives from all of you. He's very connected to his healthy anger, and anger is is the most important thing. It's all the catalyst for personal change. He's very connected to his healthy anger around his father. So the piece of it that I see is missing, unless he goes on to name it in this analysis or he gets around to it. This is profound. This is deep sort of psychological insight that's happening in this revelation that he's giving us. It's very important to be in touch with your healthy anger. Your healthy anger it's the immune system of the soul. It keeps nasty people out away, at bay. Anger is so important. The terrible thing that feminism has done to Western civilization as it is that it has neutralized and it has neutered healthy male anger. And we need it to come back. We need it to come back. That's why we're making such a big push. Feminism's been such a satanic force in the world. We do need our healthy anger. It's the foundational basis of masculine endeavor. The other piece of it here, and maybe he'll show it, that's the adult thing, is there's also the feelings of the child. So maybe it's a little woo-woo here, but we also, this is digging into some Alice Miller, whose name I dropped before, is we want to have witnessing, not only for the moral component, which is where the healthy anger comes into play, and where moral courage which is so short in today's West. We need that piece, but we also need the tenderness of the recognition of the pain and the sadness that Owen experienced, the desolation, the being pushed out. This is why I think he took so much issue with Nick Fuentes, because Nick has a lot of his gray matter, and he's very, very playful, and he's sweet, and he's disarming, and he's got this Zoomer humor that is just so on point. He represents to Owen something. This is speculation. I'm leaving it at the end here. But when I look at this, is that Nick represents something that Owen lost from having to deal with a father. So, because things get so serious and so agonized when it's just betrayal after betrayal after betrayal. When you have to follow around as a child your father to ensure that he doesn't kill himself, that is the death of joy. That is the death of true playfulness, of true creativity, which is the creativity and the playfulness of the child who is innocent and who is fully interfacing with reality out of just a sheer exuberance for learning and growing and expanding. That's the piece that Owen hasn't showed us yet. He showed us healthy anger, which changes everything. But then the deeper, the tenderness, and the real reclamation, because if you think back and you feel it in your heart right now, if you feel it in your heart, the tenderness of America before central banking, the tenderness of America before the world wars, the sweetness of America, the folksy, earthy, loving, communal experience we had in our small Christian hamlets and villages before the Civil War, before we were divided because of race and because of state rights and this lack of respect for the distinctness between us, that some of us were Southern, some of us were Northern, some of us had our honor culture, some of us had our industrial society. If we had had peace in that time and just carried it on through, we wouldn't have lost this wonderful, wonderful thing that is singular. It is unique in human history. The Greeks came close, but they had their pederasty. They had these fucking crazy things. I'm glad their society was destroyed. They came close. But America is unique and singular. And we can take that and we could apply it to the personal. It's very difficult. And it's so shouted down as gay. It's just yelled out. The gays among us destroy the child's playfulness and the creativity when they perpetrate on the child. It's very, very important. This is why Owen had to characterize Nick as gay, because Nick has like the playfulness of a 7-year-old at times. He talks about his tummy at 3 a.m. He's like live streaming Grand Theft Auto 5 on a Monday morning, making fun of wages, and he's just going around killing people in Grand Theft Auto 5, and people give him money. He's making a living. this is something that's very wonderful about Nick, and it's something that Owen doesn't have, and it's why there's this gap between them, and it's why Nick doesn't experience Owen as funny, but Owen experiences Nick as funny. So Owen kind of likes this aspect that his father essentially wiped out of him. He has some dim recognition of it, but he has to attack it when the sins of his father are brought up, because he really hasn't dealt with that all the way. He hasn't gone into the sadness and gone into the pain around that, and extracted this wonderful tenderness that comes out of it. It's people call me like the humble Nick Fuentes. I don't know what that's about, but there's a humility, there's a calmness. People say, "Oh, Stephen, your voice is so soothing." It's like, well, I've done a lot of that. I have my healthy anger, and I'm ready to battle evil, the drop of a hat, and battle to the death if that's what needs to be. I have that strength because I've had the healthy anger and the healthy moral, prescription, the moral analysis of the situation, felt the anger for that. But I've also felt the sadness and the pain and the desolation. Desolation means emptiness. It's like a desert. Owen had a tremendous lack of love in his childhood. As a child, he was in the desert, following around his suicidal father. What fun comes out of that? What playfulness comes out of that? Nothing but misery and sadness comes out of that. And that's very deeply intimate, something that's super personal, and he doesn't have to reveal that in the live stream that he's doing. And as a public facing figure, it's dangerous to do that, because a lot of people will take that vulnerability from you and they'll use it against you, and they'll go way deep into your life. They'll burrow themselves into your psyche, they'll burrow themselves into your life, because you've revealed something so deeply personal. So it's something that is best happens in total privacy. That's why I don't say any details about my work with clients. Nothing. And that's why I have such a problem with coaches and psychotherapists that just willy-nilly like tell the stories of their clients, and they write whole books just filled with the stories of clients, and they think because they change the names of the clients and change a few details that there isn't the lack of privacy that a person needs for the deepest kind of grieving possible. So Owen could benefit from that. Owen could benefit from therapy, from a good therapist, a therapist that wouldn't reveal him like that, a therapist that would take his side and the feelings he experienced as a child and the desolation that he had as a child. We can sort of offer that here conceptually, but it is a relationship-based thing. We do change through relationships. And now that I've sort of offered this conceptually here, I would never, ever take Owen Benjamin on as a client, because that would break the privacy. Someone could infer, what does Stephen wants to do with Owen, or what Stephen could offer Owen, and that's what's happening with Owen right now. So I would never have Owen as a client now that I've sort of gone to that place. But we can talk about it conceptually, and he is revealing this to us. It's a tremendous gift that he is giving to us. He is giving of his soul in this video. I'm so glad that he did this. Hopefully he can sort of like get through things, wrap it up with a nice neat bow, give Nick Fuentes an apology, make right with Nick Fuentes, and Nick is a kind soul, and Nick would receive that well, and he wouldn't humiliate Owen over that. So, but right now they're at fisticuffs, and this is just juicy in and of itself if we leave all the Nick Fuentes stuff aside. So there's a bit of insight for you. You want to have your righteous moral anger. Please, we need more of that in society. We need it. We need to direct it at the perpetrators, the Clintons of the world, the Ilhan Omars of the world, the Ben Shapiros of the world. He's still like barely 1% on the side of good. The Benjamin, I'm not going to say, but there's some bad people out there, the people that are destroying America and destroying the love and the tenderness that America once stood for. We want to take it to these people, and we want to do it in our personal lives. That gives you real strength. It gives you real resilience. And then remember the tenderness. We want to remember that we want not a weak society where everything's jello and soft, because real love is strong, and real love is assertive, and real love is dazzling and amazing. It's just like the universe comes alive. All the stars in the night just get way more intense, and we feel so held. We feel so cozy. It's like Field of Dreams. That film had something really special running through it, and it's no surprise that people still flock in, I believe, the hundreds of thousands to Iowa to be there and to play catch, because there's something in that film, and there are other things, it's imbued with a deep holding, a deep sweetness, of deep tenderness, that is truly rare, and it is unique to the West. Is unique to the West and to the people that made the West. Not America as a placeholder for ideals, the West as some sort of system of values to be spread out through the rest of the world. It was unique to the people, and I would dare say it's inborn. And if you come from what Owen came from with his mother, then he has the ability to undo the wickedness that his father perpetrated as a moral choice as an adult. Owen's got something really good in him. He's got some of that Scandinavian in him. I've got some of that Scandinavian in me too. And it just brings this mythical depth, this fable sort of depth to life. So don't forget the tenderness in that. Don't forget the witnessing for what the child experienced. Then true understanding comes out of that. But the moral anger is the right place to go. He's headed in the right direction. God bless him, and God bless all of you. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know if you found this of value. Drop me a line. I've been getting a lot of lines recently. I've been getting a lot of PayPals recently. So thank you for that. And follow me on Telegram. That's where I'm putting the juicy stuff. That's where I'm having the go off juice. Thanks again. I'll talk to you soon.